Shell Oil and Gas Limited commissioned new ultra-modern facilities in Port Harcourt. The CEO speaks on the projects and its importance. This is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Hello and thanks for joining us. My name is Kenneth Odushola Stevenson and this is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Indeed, the cheering news coming out of the United States and indeed Nigeria is that the recent visit by the President, Muhammadu Buhari, to the United States is currently yielding results, especially in relation to investment drives and many more. The visit also provided the American investors to speak with the President on areas of investment in Nigeria, including agriculture and many other sectors, education and more. And it is again this background that we are continuing with our special report on agricultural sector today, later on the program. But we will also be talking about other sectors, as you may have heard on the highlight. But we'll take a look at all that when we come back right after this commercial break.
Well, the journey started back in 2002 when we visited the Offshore Technology Conference in Houston for the very first time, like most new entrants to the industry tend to do. The idea was to understand the players, the services, and to identify what we could actually bring to Nigeria. We stumbled over something called glass fiber reinforced epoxy pipes, GRE for short, which we'd never seen before. Initially, we thought that there wouldn't be much prospect for these pipes in Nigeria. But upon further digging, we realized that there was a huge potential for these pipes to provide an alternative to the conventional carbon steel for certain applications. So we decided to take a closer look. We realized that these pipes were corrosion-free, and up to that time, I didn't even realize there was anything that was corrosion-free. But these pipes were corrosion-free. They were lightweight, meaning installation would be easy. Installation techniques were very simple, and application areas were quite numerous. So we decided to take a look, like I said, but then we realized that at that time, the few organizations like LNG facilities and one or two platforms using these pipes were really using expatriates to do the job. And for those projects, there wasn't much by way of in-country capacity. Nigerians were largely confined to very small installation scope. And post-project completion, the team was dissolved. Needless to say, capital was not retained in country, meaning that the foreign companies were not really investing in the country. And we thought we could make a difference. And that's exactly how the journey started. Well, like I said, it's taken us about a decade. It's like when you're building a mansion, you start with the foundation and you put the building blocks bit by bit. And when everything is standing, it's very difficult to see certain components. The most important components are usually hidden when the building is standing. And that's the way I see this project that we're describing this afternoon. We had to effectively build from bottom up. If you have an environment where human resources and expertise in that area is not very common or readily available, then it was important that we built, and we started by giving the manufacturer, NOV Fiberglass Systems, a long-term plan that started with the sale of the pipes in the first place, and then we moved into the installation, maintenance, commissioning, training, to get our people certified as trainers such that we don't have to send engineers abroad to get certified anymore. Then the next phase was spooling. Spooling then refers to prefabrication, which hitherto had been done abroad. So you do all the spooling abroad, you bring the pipes into the country for installation. But in order to be able to carry out spooling effectively, the challenge was that it's not just about putting a facility in place. It is about having the right people with the right skills and expertise to be able to carry it out before you even take the step to build the facility. And that's precisely what we did. We went around, we observed other organizations in Europe, in North America, who were spooling, who've been spooling for many, many years. And we realized that the trick was actually not in the building alone or in the equipment alone. It is in quality equipment, yes, but more importantly, it is in the intellectual property, the ability of the engineers to be able to deliver quality work. And we needed to make sure that we did that. And as an indigenous company and as a company that's very, very passionate about Nigerian content issues, it was important to us that we made sure that we saw it as a marathon and not a sprint. We took our time, we trained our people, we certified them, we brought in our equipment, we installed, we tested, and the rest is history. And now what you're finding is that we're getting called and we're actually being referred to other clients by the manufacturer who's confident in our ability to send our people outside the shores of Nigeria to actually do GRE work. NOV Fiberglass Systems. NOV is the largest composite pipe manufacturer, GRE pipe manufacturer in the world. Household name in the industry. Well, the thing is, when we started on the journey, fabricating in country was part of our plan, with manufacturing actually being the last jigsaw, or the last part of the jigsaw. So for us, the last 12 months has seen us fabricating quite a lot of spools in country on projects like Total's Off-On-2, which we did one phase, one scope with Niger Dock, another scope with Ponticelli. Projects like the Chevron's domestic supply obligation, which we did via Hyundai Heavy Industries, and other projects that we've lined up, including the Egina Deep Offshore project, as well as the upcoming Bonga FPSO. I mean, it's integral to our own strategy. We want to grow, we want to continue to evolve, we want to continue to set the pace. If you go back 10 years, when we set ourselves the vision of being the reference point for true local content development in the country and in our industry, the idea was that we had to project several years ahead. It didn't matter who believed in the vision at the time, because we believed in it. And same thing, now we are not where we want to be. We are on the way to where we want to be. And so the next phase for us is we're going to see ourselves taking on much more complex projects, much more chunky projects, and ultimately using Nigeria and Nigerians as a hub for other West African projects. Many years ago, we used to send, particularly and specifically for GRE work, we used to send our staff abroad, as you have to, because the facilities were there, the trainers were there. After a little while, the trainers came into the country to train our people. After a while, we went for the trainer certification. As I said earlier, we are now at a point where every single staff, every single engineer for fiberglass purposes is actually trained in country by our people, Nigerians, and not necessarily taking anybody abroad anymore. The good news there is that the manufacturer has utmost confidence, not only in our ability to install and spool and commission GRE lines, but also in our ability to be able to train and certify our people. And that's a big milestone for us.
Well, I'm afraid that's about all we have time for on Inside Business Africa for today, but I want to remind the construction industry family that the biannual Nigeria's Construction Industry Hall of Fame will be holding on September the 25th in Lagos. Nomination is currently in place, and if you know an engineer or architects and estate surveyors and valuers, builders, and also many more town planners that are putting over 20 years into this industry in Nigeria and also have been able to achieve so much in terms of project delivery and contribution in terms of human capital and more, you can send nominations to Inside Business Africa. Also see the magazine with the address on our screen and also the email address. Also, we would like to implore you to join Inside Business Africa on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on the YouTube, where you can actually view today's edition of the program. And watch out for a very special coming up on Built Environment Television on this program. It's been Kenneth Odushola Stevenson presenting Inside Business Africa. Thank you again for watching. See you next week.